Hello everyone, welcome to part 176 of Advanced Ecom series in Laravel 8. So we will continue working on the CMS pages. In last video we have seen that we able to show all the CMS pages in our admin panel along with the status is working for the CMS pages. You can see enable disable status for the CMS pages, and in this video we are going to work on add CMS page, edit CMS page and delete CMS page. So we are going to work on add, edit and delete feature of the CMS pages. Okay, so let's start. First of all, we are going to create the route for add, edit and delete. Okay, so first add, edit a route we are going to add. After this one we are going to add post and get both. We are going to add this time because we want to create the single route for both cases, for both get and post. Okay, so single route for both get and post, and we are going to give it name its URL as add-edit-cms page. Okay, so if no id pass, then it means it is the add, and if the id pass, then it means it is for edit. Okay, so id is optional for us, so we will add id then question mark because id is optional here. Okay, so we are going to create its function in CmsController, and the function name we are going to make it like add-edit-cms-page. Okay, so now we are going to create this function in CmsController, the controller that we have created in last video. And here we are going to add function public function add-edit-cms-page function. Okay, so here we are going to pass the id as null because id may come or may not come. In the case of add, id will not come, and in case of edit, id will come. Okay, so we are going to return, first of all we are going to create the blade file. We are going to return view here, and here see we are going to add the CMS page in this path. In under admin folder, under pages folder, we are going to create one file like add-edit-cms-page. Okay, so we can create such a file. So here let's create file in under resources. Where is the resources? Here, resources, views, admin, and under admin there must be pages. Okay, so under pages we are going to add new file here. You know how to create the file in Windows. Okay, so in Mac we are going to create like this: touch add underscore edit underscore CmsPage dot blade dot php. Okay, so we are going to check this one, add underscore edit underscore CmsPage dot blade dot php. Okay, so now we want the design. Here we can open any of the already created blade files like add edit brand. We can get this one complete code. We can copy here and then we can make changes. It will save our time. Okay, so we are going to add here CMS pages. We are going to replace brand here, and we are going to add here like in place of brand name here title will come up, and so see here still we need to send here data from our function. We need to update our function here, so we will create something like CMS Page Array. Okay, so let's do that first. So there are two cases here. One is when the ID is not come, it means that we are working on the add CMS page form, and if ID is coming, then it means that we are working on the edit CMS page. Okay, so we are going to add the condition here. If $id equal to empty, then this is the one condition, else this is the another condition. Okay, so if ID is empty, it means that we are working on the add CMS page. So we will give the title of the page as add CMS page. Okay, like this. And if I'm going to make one more here. Okay, so if ID is not coming, then it means that we are working on edit CMS page. So we are going to do like this, and the next variable is $CMS Page Array that we have already assigned here but not created yet. So in case of add CMS Page Array, we are going to declare the new array like new CMS page. Okay, because we are going to add the new page in our table. Okay, so it will come as new, then model name, that is CMS page. And in case of edit, we need to find it from the ID itself. So we are going to use here CMS page find model, and then find, and find will work with $id. So we are going to find that CMS page and going to fetch that query. Okay, so there is one more thing we are going to take that is required to display the message further on, like CMS page added successfully, CMS page added successfully. This we are going to use after some time, but we are going to have this message earlier on. Okay, let's complete this one. CMS page updated successfully. So this one we will use later on, but we will initialize earlier. Okay, so now there is the post method as well for add and edit. Okay, so that also we are going to add here. See, if the data is coming in post, means the the admin is submitting the form. Okay, request $request. Here we are going to take like $request. Okay, so if the data is coming is okay, so it means that the post method is working now, and the admin is submitting the form, either add or edit. In both cases it will work. Okay, so whenever the data will submit, here we will get the data $data equal to $request all. We are going to debug first of all that the data will come, but before that we need to create the form. Okay, then this one $data type. Okay, but before that we need to finish up this form. Okay, so here we are going to check once whether we have replaced. So here we need to replace. In case of brand form, here it will come like CMS form. Here also in place of brand we will add here page. Okay, page ID. Okay, so see here that this is not the page ID, this is CMS page ID. Okay, so see here we are taking here CMS page, so it is the CMS page ID here as well as here. Okay, so add edit, here also we are going to take add edit CMS page, here also add edit CMS page, like this. So now it seems to be fine. We still need to search brand. Here it will come like CMS page as well. Now brand is nowhere. Okay, we have done it, and now we are going to check whether single add CMS page is working. Undefined variable title, because here we are not passing the title. See, title we have already now having, so we can send the title here, and also CMS page. Also we are going to send the now the both title and CMS page to the blade file compact. We will pass the title as well as CMS page. Okay, both arrays we are going to send, and let's see, now it is working, and you can see the add CMS page form has come up now. But we want other fields as well. We want here other fields. I'm going to open here the CMS pages form. Here see, 2 entries are already there. See, we want to have title, description, URL, meta title, meta description, all these fields we want. Okay, so we are going to add all one by one. So open this one once again. See, we have added one more. I'm going to add here, and we are going to create I think let me add some other form. I want to see the structure so that we can follow it. Okay, so form group, okay, form group come twice. Okay, fine. So here we just require to do like one more time. Here it will come like this, and now here we will give our next field. That next field is description. Okay, and for description, first of all let me use URL. Okay, after that we will give the description as well. URL will come here. Here also we are left, we need to replace this one with title, and here URL, enter URL. Okay, let me check once. No, it is not correct. I want it to come here, but we will check it. Like if I will repeat this one complete, then okay, it is coming like this. Fine. So title, URL. Here we can add the description field now. See, one more we are required to add one more. Let me add one more first, then we have 6 fields. So okay, but this one, this one must come there. Let me check it out. Okay, now fine. Now see, first one is title, then here we can add the description, but for description we can add test area. Okay, but we can pick the test area from some other form, because we want the same classes, so it will be easier if we will pick the test area from some other form. Okay, along with the label we can also pick, and we'll remove okay, title, URL, and here now we are going to check here, replace product data with the CMS page. We're going to check. Okay, now it seems to be fine. Description, but here you can check once that the spacing is there, that we can add one more here. Okay, so let's see. Okay, no issue. First let's complete everything. After description we are required to add meta title, meta keyword, and description. Okay, so let me add here meta title, Now meta keywords, or we can add meta description that must be of 255 character only. Now we are going to add the meta keywords. We are going to check once. Okay, so what we can do, we can shift description here and meta title, meta keywords and description here. Okay, so that it will look better. I'm going to replace meta description with this one, or I can move it to here, description to here, and then meta title and meta description and meta keywords in one. Let's see what will happen. Yeah, it looks like now it is better than the earlier one. Okay, see, all the SEO fields are here and all the CMS page that are mandatory fields are here. Okay, so these three fields are mandatory. We can add it like this one. This is mandatory, this one is mandatory, and this one is also mandatory. Okay, so these three fields are mandatory, and now it looks fine. So see, after the submission here, our CMS page will get created, and it will reach here CmsController here in this part. When there is no ID, it means that we are working on add CMS page, we are adding the CMS page. So here our data will come here. So let's see once, let's check once, like if I will add one about us page. Okay, and I'm going to make it link like about-us. Okay, so this one is the test. These three things I'm going to send. See, it is coming fine, title, URL and description. Okay, these three meta titles are meta tags are empty because I have not given. So now we can continue with this one. We need to save the data in our table. Okay, and also we can apply the rules as well. Okay, so rules we can apply for three of the fields, that is title, description and URL. Okay, so we can open any other function here that will help us to copy the rules. Okay, so that will be easier and will save our time. We can open the rule for category controller as well. There we are adding the category, add edit category, you can see. Okay, so these rules will be really helpful for us. Okay, so I'm going to copy these rules and here. Okay, after getting the data here, I'm going to copy these rules that will really benefit. So first rule is for the title, and the second rule that we want is the URL must not be empty, and the third one is for the description, that also must have something. Okay, so these three rules we can add, and the same we need to define here for title. Title is required, valid title is required. See, if we want here to give some number, then we will remove this regular expression. Okay, and for URL and description, simple rule is fine, URL is required, and for description is required. Okay, so this one we can add, description is required. Okay, so that's set. We can remove this one. Now see, we need to add the validator class, otherwise these rules will not work. These are the Laravel validation, so we are required to add the Laravel validator class. Okay, so after validating the data, we need to finally add the CMS page. Okay, so we need to add all the fields, all the columns. First one is the title, that we are getting in $data title. We can check everything, all the data we are getting, so we are going to add all here. Okay, so 5 6 times 3 4 5 6. Okay, so we are now going to add the URL as well. We are going to add the description as well, and after that we are going to add the meta title. Okay, so give the meta title. After meta title, we are going to give the meta keywords or meta description, and finally meta keywords. Make sure our field is same here, meta keywords, fine. Okay, then finally we are required to save $CMS page. Save, we are going to save it, and then we are going to send the message, send back the success message, and we are already having the message at the top. Whether add or edit, in both cases we are having the message that we need to send back, and we are going to redirect the user or admin who added the CMS page. We are going to redirect him to our CMS pages. Okay, so now we can test once. Here we can refresh and check whether we reach okay, so column meta title cannot be null. Okay, so it is adding the null data here. Okay, so we can do one thing here. For all these three columns, we can change them that it can accept the null as well. If sometime this error comes, then you can accept that column to accept the null data as well, because these are optional, so that's why we can keep them as null as well. Okay, now we can try once and refresh here, send. See, our page has now again created. This was already there, but it has now again created with the time. Okay, now we can do one thing. We can empty the earlier data so that we can now manage the data from the admin panel. So we are going to empty the seeding data that we have created. Now we are going to add the new page here. See, about us, we are going to add all the fields here. Okay, about us here, and here testing, here anything about e-commerce description, and here also e-commerce, then submit. You can see that we able to add the data at the page this time. Okay, so here also we can able to check whether all the data is coming here. Okay, all the data is coming here as well. Okay, so see, the status is 0. We can add the status as 1 initially. Status by default we can set the status as 1. Okay, but even then we can able to update the status from here, and here you can see now status is 1. Okay, so now we want here to edit the CMS page as well. If I will click on add edit CMS page, here you can see the CMS is missing. So I am going to update that CMS underscore pages blade file. Here I am going to edit that add, where it is, here it is, add edit CMS page. Okay, so now I'm going to refresh, we'll click on edit, and here you can see all the information come up here because we are fetching all the information in case of edit. You can see here that we are fetching all the information with ID. Now this part is working in case of edit. Earlier this part is working in case of add. Okay, now we are working on edit CMS page. Okay, so we able to fetch all the data, and we able to send this CMS page, we able to return this array to the blade file here from here. Okay, and we able to fill all the data here. Now it will be easier for the user to update, he can add here about us content, test about us content is coming soon. So some of the changes he can do, about us, here only about, so like such kind of changes. And now you can see the changes are done here. About us content has come up. Okay, along with the about us content is coming soon, that is also fine. And this one I think we update is about, only about, yeah, it also done. Okay, so it is working fine. So now all now edit is also working, add is also working. Now we will work on delete, but first of all we are going to add one more here, like terms and conditions. Here we're going to add the terms, conditions, and here content is coming soon. Okay, so meta title, anything we can add, or that is enough. Valid title is required, so we are going to add like terms and condition, otherwise we can remove that regular expression. Now it is fine. Okay, so if that error comes, you can remove this one, then error will not come at all. Okay, then you can remove this condition because it's the part of the admin, so that much hard validation is not required, because we may require to add such kind of things and or something in title. Okay, so we can remove this one. Okay, only required is enough. Okay, so now you can see that we able to add and edit the CMS pages, and now we are going to work on delete as well. So we will add here the delete route as well. Okay, so for the delete route we are going to add, see, for the delete route we will use the get. Okay, and we are going to use delete page only. CMS we will not add this time, because we have assigned there we have assigned page ID here, page hyphen, because it will we are going to see admin script, and here we need to create update CMS page status and delete CMS page, and here record page. And in case of delete we need to check the common function. We have the common function here, confirm delete. Okay, so let's check confirm delete. In confirm delete we are passing the ID. See here, see, we are having the ID here. Okay, delete hyphen page. Okay, so it's better if we will send here use page only. So we have used here page. Okay, $page hyphen ID. This is the record ID. This one is the record page. We are using the page, and here the page ID will come up here. Okay, so here we have used the page, that's why we are going to use delete hyphen page. Okay, see here, delete hyphen page, because we are using just page ID. Okay, So delete hyphen page, and here we are going to pass the ID as well, the CMS page ID that we want to delete. CmsController @delete CMS page. Fine. Now we are going to add this function. We can copy from somewhere else, anywhere we can copy from some other function, like this one. We can just remove the brand here, and we are going to use delete CMS page. Here CMS page model comes, CMS page has been successfully, seems to be fine. So let's check once that whether it will work or not along with the inspect. I'm not sure, and if some error comes, then we are going to debug. Let's see. I'm going to remove this terms and condition. Are you sure? Yes, delete it. So it is working fine. Okay, so you can see that it is working fine. Even then I open the inspect because I'm not sure about it. See, here we are passing the page ID. So page ID, there is the common function of deleting any module. So we have converted here, we have not used here delete hyphen CMS hyphen page, otherwise our jQuery will fail because it accepts only single hyphen here. If we will add the double hyphen here, then it does, and then see delete hyphen CMS hyphen page, then we need to add the CMS here, but we have the common function for all that we can't do. So we have just used the page here in our route as well, so that we can, that our function will easily admire it and able to do its task. Okay, so now you can see that we able to finish everything for CMS page in admin panel. In next video we are going to show the CMS pages at front as well. We are going to add a few of the pages like terms and condition, privacy policy. Okay, so those pages we are going to add. We are going to generate the content for those pages as well, and we are going to add those at the front end. Okay, so that we can do the things like Google login, Facebook login. We are going to make this website live so that we can do work on Facebook, Google login as well, and also we are going to work on sub-admins very soon. Okay, so stay tuned for these things. That's all for now. Have a nice time. Goodbye.